women. What do you find the most confusing about men?
Story 1.
Why some men don't go to the doctor or dentist unless someone else makes the appointment for them. Because if someone else makes an appointment for me, I feel obligated to go. But I don't care about myself enough to make the appointment myself. And I just learn to live with whatever the problem is.
Story 2.
All I learned from this thread is that women are confused by things most guys don't even think about, lol.
Story 3.
You can be completely oblivious to any mess in the house, but can spot a wall that has been brush painted in the wrong direction for 20 feet away.
Story 4.
You know that meme? Where a woman is thinking. He's probably thinking about other women, and in actuality, the guy is thinking the most random of things. Yeah, that.
Story 5.
My wife's biggest gripe is that I will spend time hiking, drinking, driving, whatever with friends I haven't seen in months, and when I get home I will have absolutely nothing to report back, despite having talked solidly with them for 6 hours. My wife, on the other hand, will casually pass a friend in the street and within 10 minutes knows what they've done every day since they last spoke, the health and financial status of them, and all other friends and relatives, and a forward-facing calendar for the next 3 months.
Story 6.
It's funny though, all the BS we talk about as guys slowly leak a bunch of personal information over time. You can tell that one guy isn't happy with his relationship, one guy is broke, one guy hates his job, and one guy has a medical issue. You know all of this without really talking about it, just because you spend quality time with them. Yet, even if we can't recount it directly, we just know it at the moment when we are with the boys.
Story 7.
I've learned a lot from being married to my husband, but there's one thing I fail to understand in general. Why do you guys like to stare out the window so often? It's usually just going up to a window or looking out the front door, and you fall into a trance. What's up with that? Edit. The two of us are getting a kick out of your responses. Puts a smile on my face. Edit 2. Yo, I know that both genders are capable of looking out a window, and both do it. There is the stare that I'm talking about, lol.
Story 8.
When my boyfriend is quiet for too long, I ask him what he's thinking about, and he says simply, nothing, and shrugs. This happens at least twice a month. What? What do you mean nothing? You can actively sit there and just wipe your brain clean? No bus? Just elevator music behind the eyes? What kind of superpower is that, and where do I sign up?
Story 9.
I find it confusing how men are so forgiving. It's one of the things I adore the most about men. I'm learning now that men will get over things like 40 minutes after they happen, and genuinely get frustrated and sad when their girls hold grudges. I've found that the people I've had falling outs with, and was able to rekindle my friendship with, were mostly all men. I also find it weird how men will fight each other and then be the best friends the next day.
Story 10.
So many men I know pass off just this really chill vibe and they all seem to just be cool with each other. How do they do it?
Story 11.
When guys are seriously injured but act like it's just a scratch, they can somehow walk it off. All the guys I know are like this.
Story 12.
Friendship between men. It's like you guys find a group of friends in your teens or college years and be like, that's it, enough socializing for the rest of our life, and actually manage to maintain those friendships. How do you do this? I admit I am a bit jealous. But then again, so often dudes admit to me they can't open up with their male friends, hide their feelings and problems, and keep conversations shallow, which I think is kind of sad. Maybe that's the secret to why those friendships last. But it adds to the confusing part because I question a friendship's worth if it doesn't provide a safe space between the individuals. Disclaimer: I am aware both of those paragraphs don't apply to all men. I'm talking to the ones it does apply to. Edit. Thank you for sharing your experiences and opinions, guys. You're amazing and you gave me a lot of insight. I'm still catching up with reading all the comments since it's quite a lot more than I expected. But thank you very much for your efforts and for opening up.
Story 13.
Friends to us is someone to spend time with, usually to have fun, to make memories, to not have to do things alone. It doesn't have to be deep or personal. It just has to be someone we share common interests with, so we don't have to be alone when we do things, which is precisely why the meme of one of the squad got a girlfriend and he's never around us now exists. We now have someone to spend time with, can be intimate with. Edit. Who would have thought just exposing my desire to not be lonely would have 1,000 people agreeing with me?
Story 14.
How is it that I know so many older level-headed men who have good values, passion for their work, and opinions, and they aren't afraid of expressing themselves? The way they speak about their wives and families makes me want to go back into dating. But when I look at men my age, suddenly most of them aren't interested in commitment and don't express their opinions clearly. I don't want to date men who are 50 or 60, but I'm so envious of their wives for finding such good men to spend their lives with. As a mid-40s guy, the honest answer is that it just takes time to build a good personality. For some more than others. It's hard to balance hormones with responsibility, cultural expectations, and manliness, with caring and gentleness, and knowing when to apply each one. There's no manual for this stuff, and upbringing only does so much. We blunder through life and make mistakes. If we're lucky, we learn from them. If not, keep making them, or go on to make other mistakes. I look at where I am now and look back, and realize a great deal of my life has been spent chasing after the wrong thing, or acting foolishly, or not acting. Only time brings wisdom. I am sure I will make many more mistakes, but hopefully new ones, and less foolish.
Story 15.
My girlfriend is blown away that I can text or call friends to hang out that I haven't hung with in months. And they're down. No questions asked. Yeah, sure. I'll be over in 20 minutes.
Story 16.
How men don't hold grudges with their fellow bros, but women will rip their fellow woman's hair off during and after fights. I witnessed it. I once tried to stop two of my guy friends who were fighting over who ate their lunch. When I tried to stop them, they pushed me away and sort of fought. After an hour, they were back to normal. Like how?
Story 17.
After reading all these comments, it struck me how similar we all are, and that's surely down to our biology. The fundamentals that have been ingrained in men since the beginning of time, like to dig holes, we need shelter. Like to problem solve randomly, we need solutions to be prepared should a wild animal come to attack us. Go to the doctor? Effort better spent elsewhere protecting the tribe instead of ourselves. Guy friends? No need to speak too much. We get each other. Helps during the hunt.
Story 18.
I'm a guy, and my ex-girlfriend would always be confused when I was given a compliment by someone and spent the rest of the day with a smile on my face. I might be wrong, but I assume it's due to women receiving lots of compliments in comparison to men, so they don't really assign a lot of value to it. But me? Oh my. One compliment and that's all I can think about for the whole day. It makes me so happy. I remember being on holiday in Greece, and I and the ex went sightseeing around all the old ruins. For whatever reason, that day I decided to take a risk and wear a bright Hawaiian shirt. Even though I have a complete lack of fashion sense. A girl stood with us and asked us to take a photograph of her. And after I'd finished, she told me she liked my style, and my shirt was awesome, and I couldn't get the smile off my face for hours. It means so much to us. We don't get compliments often, so to any girls and guys out there with a kind heart, compliment people more often. You could just make someone's week.
Story 19.
That men don't care about themselves, but they care so much about the one they love.
Story 20.
Men aren't given much value to put into themselves, so instead, they put value into other things as sort of a surrogate. For example, if I can love this thing enough, I will feel loved as well.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and activate the bell button to receive notifications to my latest videos.